Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Queen Talk with me, Wayne Stafford. We are coming to you live here from the beautiful Da Vinci Hotels and Suites in Sandton. Now, in this episode, we're directing our focus more on the male side of pageantry. So we're really bringing the heat on here. So you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Queen Talk with me, Wayne Stafford, coming to you from the Da Vinci Hotel and Suites here in Sandton. So as promised, we are bringing the heat on as we have two national title holders from the male side of pageantry. So I'm graced with the presence of Mr. Global South Africa, Ruan Scheepers, and Mr. Deaf South Africa, Darren Archer. Welcome, boys. It's great having you here.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you very much.
So, you know what, Ruan, I'm going to start with you. First and foremost, how's this journey been for you?
Sure, it's been an exciting journey. It's something that I've been wanting. It's something I've been looking forward to, especially going international. Being able to represent the men of South Africa on an international platform. It's something I've actually dreamed of, and I'm so thankful to have this opportunity.
So tell me just quickly, because I believe the international's in March.
It is in March.
So has there been a lot of preparations going into
the preparations have been rough. I've been dieting, I've been exercising, getting the photos out there, the publicity. It's a journey. It's something that you just can't be prepared for. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. Now, as you know, Harry Harmon, I think it was Mr. Global in South Africa, in 2017, he was placed second, first runner-up.
First runner-up, yes.
So do you feel the pressure's like a little bit on with you having to have a successful placing?
Harry and I have worked closely together, so he's taken me under his wing, he's taught me a bunch of things, so I feel actually a bit more confident having him behind me. He's been there, he knows what's being expected from us, so walking in there with someone who's been there before, I have a lot more confidence than I would have had walking in there blind.
No, but that's awesome. He's almost like your mentor, am I right?
He is. Him and Rudy, the director, they've been there. They've been there a couple of times, so they know what's going on, and they've been teaching me everything that I need to know.
No, it's very important to have a good support system, because once you've got that, then, the sky's the limit. But you know what, Ruan, I'm going to move on to Darren now. Darren, it's now your turn. A very congratulations to you.
Thank you so very much.
Darren, just tell me quickly, how's the journey been for you personally thus far?
Well, I joined Mister Deaf South Africa, MDSA, in 2017, but I didn't win. So I tried again, 4 times, actually.
Wow.
And I won last year.
Oh, well done, yes. Good.
Thank you so much. I've learned so much during this journey, like building my self-confidence, how to network with people, also learning sign language. So yeah, it was been a journey.
But something I just want to say to you is I commend you, because, a lot of people that enter competitions get so disheartened and so disappointed when they do not make it round 1, 2, or 3, or 4. But you persisted and you eventually got the title. What would your advice be to someone that is an aspiring, beauty pageant looking, to international title in the male sector of pageantry?
Life is not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get up. So you need to fight for what you want and achieve what you want and grab it. So go to a modeling school teaching you what to do things, how to walk, how to build your self-confidence. From there, things can go well for you. I
couldn't agree with you more, because you know what? When you start preparing, and you prepare by enrolling, I always say modeling schools have got such a great such a great platform for self-confidence, for deportment. So it's wonderful to hear it from a man's point of view, to say, come on, boys, man up and go. There's nothing sissy about it, because it does have a good self-development. It adds to you to be able to help to achieve well in the world of pageantry. So well done, Darren. Well done.
Thank you.
So tell me, when is your international pageant?
In March as well.
In March?
Yeah, in Italy.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Ruan, when is yours?
It's also March.
Yeah, but where?
Thailand.
Thailand. Yeah. Right. Tell me quickly, Ruan, what preparations have you had to go through now for the international?
diet,
Yes.
so that I have a good body.
Yes.
So, and preparing my self-confidence to stay who I am. So, learning international sign language, that's a biggie, because we're going to meet deaf people all over the world. So, it's a new language that I need to do. So, countries has their own sign languages. So, now we're going to use international sign, and then if we go to Italy, we're going to do and use the IS.
Well, that is incredible. Wow, you know what? You taught me something there because I wasn't aware. I don't know about you, Ruan. I didn't realize that but it makes sense to me that there is. I mean, you think language is language, and there is going to be different than sign. Like in our case, it's a whole new vocabulary. So exciting. Are you excited about it?
Yes, I am extremely excited, but also very nervous.
Tell me, Ruan.
Yes.
What would you like to achieve? Okay, now over and above the international, which is a great opportunity, when you hand over, what is the goal? What is the legacy that you want people to remember you by?
I just want people to know that I stayed authentic to myself, that I didn't change, that this pageant didn't change me. I walked in there as Ruan Scheepers, and I'm going to walk out there as Ruan Scheepers, and nothing's going to change from before and after. And I want everyone to know that I'm going to stay authentic, that I'm walking in there as myself. And I want to stay like that. Nothing's going to change me. And I hope that anyone that follows in my tracks would do the same thing and not be changed by all the publicity, by this competition, or what's ahead of them,
I think what's very important here is that I think I'm speaking to for everyone, and that's a good message, is because you need to stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Because yes, it can be very overwhelming. Yes, the attention is great, but you need to remain grounded in who you are. Because it's what you can achieve, and in doing that, the best way you can is just by being you. And so just on that note, do you, as Mr. Global South Africa, have a charity that lies close to your heart?
I've been doing a lot of charity work, especially now during the COVID pandemic. Something that's very near and dear to my heart was actually all of our families that have lost their jobs right now. So, we have, South Africa is obviously a poverty-stricken nation, but right now a lot of people have lost their jobs during COVID, and those people don't know how to handle themselves. They can't provide meals or food to their family. And what we've been doing is working closely with one of the food storage places of South Africa. It's the National Food Warehouse of South Africa. And we've worked with them and a bunch of other brands to provide up to 800 different families with meals. It's per day, 800 families a day with balanced meals for a whole month. It covers them for a whole month. And it's a toll-free line. It's on my Instagram that you guys can look at. And you don't have to register, you just have to call, tell them where you are. They don't even check, they don't ask questions, they just come. Eventually, we've got a massive list, but they'll pitch up to your house one day and they'll just bring you food. And that's what we've been doing.
But I mean, that's an incredible initiative. Keep it up, definitely keep it up. Tell me on your side, Darren, what, over and above, creating inclusion and being proud of being Mister Deaf South Africa, where does your heart lie charity-wise?
I love dogs and cats.
Right.
I don't like animal abuse. It's my biggest hate, is people abusing animals. So I support dog and cat foundations, raising food, raising awareness so that people can adopt. So yeah, that's my biggest one. But I also would like to see that deaf schools, because they are very, very poor. They don't have enough chairs, not enough tables, even study materials. And they're not even talking about the teachers. We would like to help them so they can feel more safe in their schools. So to provide for that as well.
No, that's awesome. No, keep that up as well. I just wanted to find out by you, Darren, what legacy would you personally like to leave behind after you hand over your title?
I believe that you must be true to yourself. And that is a good example. So that people can see that if you like the air and now all of a sudden you faint, people can see that. Always Always
Agreed.
be true to yourself. Never, never give up. Even if you fail, try and try again. For my example, I have failed 4 times. So yes, try and try again.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. But thanks, guys. We're going to catch up now shortly. We're going to be back in a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, joining me is this is like a twofold because he's the national manager for Mr. Global South Africa. And at the same time, he's one of 5 directors, but the only hearing director for Mister Deaf South Africa. So the Mister Deaf is a Mrs. Deaf as well as a Miss Deaf, but now we're concentrating on the males. So the only hearing out of 5 directors for Mister Deaf South Africa. Welcome, Nelius du Preez.
Thank you for having me. So great to be here and to tell you a little bit more about what we do between Global and Deaf.
Yeah, I find that very interesting. And you're no stranger to the pageant world yourself. I mean, you're director of your own, you host your own, and I mean, you've won a few titles yourself. So I cannot see anyone more fit to run or be part of a directorship. So, let's start, for the viewers and the readers out there, let's focus now first on Mr. Global South Africa as the national manager, right? Give me a little bit of a background. I know it's been in South Africa for a few years now already.
Yes.
But give me a little bit more background on Mr. Global.
So Mr. Global, we're looking at the masculine man. We want the man who's strong enough to stand for himself, know what he's worth, know what he's capable of doing, but also know how to use this platform to just better himself. Global, we don't want just the pretty face. We want everything as a whole package together, where you must know who you are. If you know who you are, you're confident on who you are and what you can achieve. And that's what we were looking at Global. And, well, Ruan was the package this year.
No, I think you've got a good contender this time.
I think he's going to take it this
year.
But
let me be honest here. I think all your national winners have been very strong in their own way. Harry was great, Marcus was great, and Ruan's fantastic. And what's lovely is they're all unique in their own way.
Yeah.
But they, exactly their package for that brand. Now, moving on to Mister Deaf South Africa, which is, I find that so special and so incredible, not because of, it's just the inclusion, the fact that they can still, irrespective of a disability, they can still fetch their dreams and include the community, because, I mean, a lot of them get, outcasted and things.
Definitely.
But what the viewers and the readers don't know is that you guys have a phenomenal success rate with regards to the international and wins and placings. So with Mr. Deaf South Africa, I think you said in 2018, what happened?
Yes, so we actually made history for the first time ever that a Mister from South Africa actually won Mister Deaf World.
Sure.
And on the same day even, so we ran the 3 titles together.
Yeah.
So we sent the Mister and the Miss together to Prague, and that, well, another history made with the first runner-up in the Miss Deaf World. Sure. And then literally the weekend after, we had the very first time to send a Mrs. to Deaf International. There's never been a Mrs. ever in the deaf community to represent South Africa internationally. And we were very pleased to know that she actually placed in 2nd runner-up, making another history statement for South Africa and for the deaf community.
Well, that's absolutely incredible. But I'm sure you'll agree with me that I think we really get underestimated when it comes to our contenders, because they really are strong. I mean, the world of pageantry, is we don't need to stand back for those countries that have been competing for many, many years.
Definitely, and if I can have a comparison between Deaf as well as Global, is we are passionate people, we are people that's driven with to give them the opportunity to grow in who they are, giving them the platform, number one, but also not changing who they are. So with that said, you definitely know that your contestants are strong enough. We have confidence in them. I think we have the best contestants ever, and the management teams behind it, because we prep them, we give them the workshops, we really train them, we mentor them to become the best version of themselves. No, they're not changing them, but to help them.
Yeah, no, but you said a key thing there, and I think most organizations, especially pageant organizations, need to learn, is the fact that you need to invest in your winners. Preparation is key.
Definitely.
Because you are setting them out on a platform where the competition is stiff. So if you can instill in them the confidence and the right preparation, you are setting a strong contender So, I mean, well done on the organization from that point of view. But just finally, I mean, you've got two guys competing in the same month, both international. You guys must be exhausted in all the preparation.
It's all about preparation, of
Yeah.
course, mindset. Nothing is ever impossible. Ever. Just believe in yourself, have a team, each one focus on something, and together everyone achieves more.
Well, listen, we are going to be holding thumbs, and we'll definitely do a catch-up. To the viewers and the readers, watch this space. March is going to be happening with both delegates competing on a global stage. So, Nelius, I wish them both very well. Keep up the good work, and we will most certainly be rooting for South Africa.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Nelius. So, guys, we are back here with Mr. Global South Africa, Ruan Scheepers, and Mister Deaf South Africa, Darren Archer. So, Ruan, I just want to find out about you quickly. Going and representing South Africa on the global stage, right? There's so many different countries. I mean, you're preparing, you're there to win, right? Tell me what happens and what words of encouragement would you give to anyone entering a competition? How to deal with the disappointment or not win?
I don't like to think about not winning, especially now before going into the competition. But for me personally, just being able to represent the men of South Africa on an international stage and platform is a win already. And if you don't think about it like that, you should probably change your mindset. For me, you should be going to represent. That's just the thing for me, if that makes sense.
No, 100%. It's to represent South Africa, proudly represent, because I do believe you're already a winner. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
And how would you like what message to the other delegates that are there that are competing, what message about South Africa would you like? Because many of them still think we've got lions walking around and we've got some cheetahs and as animals in our backyard.
Yeah.
So what do you want to convey there?
There's a lot of misconceptions about South Africa walking around, but for me personally, it's not the country, but the people in the country that makes the country.
Agreed.
So what I want to do to represent South Africa is I want to go over there, and I know it's impossible for us in the diverse country that we live in to represent every single male in South Africa. But what I can do is take our shared values and morals and show that to the world. And the thing that I'm most excited about, and I know you didn't ask about this, Wayne, but my national costume.
Yes.
Thank you for my support team, Rudy and Nelius and Adrian, who's designing it. But it's the King Protea is what I'm going. No male has ever gone over with the King Protea. And the reason why I decided on the King Protea, which is a flower, is to represent the woman of South Africa. Because I feel like we need to stand up as kings, as men, the men of South Africa. We need to stand up for the women in our country. And it's not enough just not to be a perpetrator. We need to take responsibility for ourselves and for our brothers.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Really beautiful. I like that it's so unique and different.
Yeah.
But now moving on to you, Darren. Tell me, I just wanted to find out, because the current international title holder of Mister Deaf is from South Africa. Do you actually feel the pressure's a little bit on now, to be able to get a good, successful placing?
Yes, I do. I feel that because I'm 35 years old. The age limit is 35. So maybe I would be the oldest deaf person winning this from South Africa. So yes, just remember, age is not important.
Agreed.
To show your truth and show South Africa as a country, that is what's important.
Well, I just want to tell you, firstly, you don't look 35, so you don't even need to worry about that.
No.
You don't look 35. And also just one more thing, remember, 35, you've got a lot more wisdom, a lot more experience. So I really firmly believe that you can bring a lot more to the table than what a 22-year-old or 23 can bring. But guys, you know what, in closing, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Wayne.
And we wish you, from PPMC Magazine and from Queen Talk, all the best for the international competition. And just know that we're behind you.
Thank you so much, Wayne.
So on that note, from me, Wayne Stafford, and here from Queen Talk, until next time, take care.